Hey everyone, we're constantly comparing things, right? Is this movie better than that one? Or maybe it's the best movie you've ever seen. Sounds simple enough, but you'd be surprised how tricky the grammar can get. So stick with me for a few minutes, and I promise we're going to clear all that confusion right up. So let's just dive right in with this question. Which is better? Or which is best? I mean, think about it. If you're comparing two restaurants, is one better or is it the best? It's a classic mix-up. But believe it or not, the answer comes down to just one super simple rule. And what's that rule? Well, it's all about the numbers. It's as simple as asking, are we talking about two things or are we talking about three or more? Okay, so here's the absolute bedrock principle. If you're only comparing two things, you're going to use what's called the comparative form. You know, words that end in "er," like older, faster, better. So you'd say, Ray is older than Allison. Simple enough, right? But the second you throw a third thing into the mix, or a fourth, or a fifth, you have to switch to the superlative. Those are your est words. So now it becomes, Ray is the oldest of the four brothers. See the difference? Two things, you get three or more, you get est. If you can just lock that down, you are golden.
All right, so we've got the basic rule down. Now let's get into the fun stuff, the common traps people fall into. First up, we've got something I like to call the double comparison. Okay, listen to this sentence. Jed is the more younger of the two brothers. Does that sound a little clunky to you? If your brain is saying, something's not quite right there, you're totally on the money. It's redundant. It's basically saying the same thing twice. And the fix for this is so simple. Here it is. Never ever use more with an ER word, and never use most with an est word. They're both doing the exact same job, so you just got to pick one. That's it.
So you just drop the more, and suddenly the sentence is so much cleaner. Jed is the younger of the two brothers. See? Perfect. It's concise, it's correct, and it just sounds better. Awesome. One trap down, two more to go.
All right, let's talk about grammar trap number 2. This one is, well, it's just plain illogical. This is what happens when you accidentally compare something to a group that it's already in. It sounds weird, and it creates this little logical paradox. Okay, check this out. Tony plays chess better than anyone in his family. Now, wait a minute. Think about that. Isn't Tony part of his own family? Yeah. So what you're technically saying is that Tony plays chess better than himself, which makes zero sense, right? It's impossible. But look at how easy it is to fix. Tony plays chess better than anyone else in his family. That one little four-letter word, else, it changes everything. All you have to do is pop in else or other. That simple word pulls the person you're talking about out of the group for the comparison. So you're not comparing Tony to himself anymore. You're comparing him to all the other people in his family. Problem solved. Okay, time for our third and final grammar trap. And this one is a sneaky one, the unclear comparison. This is when you write a sentence that's so vague it can mean two totally different things. And when you're writing, clarity is everything. This trap just obliterates it. Take a look at this sentence. Jenny is more interested in sports than Dwayne. Okay, so what does that actually mean? Because I can think of two completely different ways to read that sentence.
All right, option 1. Does it mean that Jenny is more interested in sports than Dwayne is? You know, her level of interest is higher than his. Or option 2. Does it mean Jenny is more interested in sports than she is in Dwayne? Like, she'd rather watch the game than go on a date with him. Ouch. See the problem? That ambiguity can cause some serious confusion, maybe even some hurt feelings.
And the fix? It's so easy. Just add a few extra words to make your meaning totally 100% clear. Don't be shy about it. It's always better to add a word or two and be understood than to be brief and be confusing. Your reader will definitely thank you for it. So we've dodged the 3 big grammar traps. Before we wrap up, I want to give you one last little pro tip. This is for those of you who really want to take your writing to the next level and understand that subtle difference between how we talk every day and how you should write in a more formal setting. Okay, here's the deal. In everyday conversation, you're going to hear people say stuff like, of the two options, this one is the best. And look, we all get it. We know exactly what they mean. But when you're doing any kind of formal writing, we're talking an essay for school, an important email at work, you really want to stick to the proper rule. You'd say, of the two options, this one is better. Knowing when to be casual and when to be formal, that's the mark of a really skilled writer. All right, let's do a super quick recap of your main takeaways. Number 1, comparative with the is for 2 things, superlative with the est is for 3 or more. Got it? Number 2, ditch the double comparisons. No more, faster, or most biggest, just pick one. Number 3, to avoid illogical sentences, use else or other to separate someone from their group. And finally, number 4, if your comparison could be read 2 ways, add a few words to make it crystal clear. Easy peasy.
And that's pretty much it. So now that you know all the rules and all the traps, here's my challenge to you. How many of these little grammar hiccups are you going to spot out there in the real world today? I'm telling you, once you start seeing them, you can't unsee them. Thanks so much for tuning in.